The 2017 draft was the start of a new beginning for the Lakers. With the introduction of number 2 overall pick Lonzo Ball, the Lakers looked to invest the future in the hands of Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram. But in the 2017 Las Vegas Summer League, we were not only introduced to Lonzo, but many other drafted or undrafted young prospects on the Lakers. So in this video, we take a look at many of the Lakers players' Summer League performances and evaluate what they may need to do headed into the regular season. And 10 things learned from the Lakers Summer League 2017. One of the most important aspects of the game is getting off to a fast start, and the starting lineup for each team plays a large role in this. For the Lakers, you will begin to see how they were forced to change and adapt their starting lineup based upon key injuries to the team. With injuries to young players on the Lakers early in Summer League, Laker fans got to see what potential backup or role players can do and how they can make an impact on the game when called upon. So let's take a look at the Lakers starting lineup for Summer League in the first game versus the Los Angeles Clippers. The Lakers started recently drafted UCLA product Lonzo Ball at point guard, the 2016-2017 D-League, or now known as G-League MVP, Vanderbilt at shooting guard, last year's number 2 overall pick Brandon Ingram at the small forward position, Travis Ware, an undrafted second-year player from UCLA at the power forward position, and of course, second-round draft pick from last year's draft, Ivica Zubac at center. This lineup would not last long as Brandon Ingram suffered cramping at the end of Game 1 of the Summer League. By the second game versus the Boston Celtics, the starting lineup had changed as Lonzo maintained his starting spot at point guard, but David Nwaba replaced Vanderbilt at shooting guard, while Josh Hart was inserted for injured Brandon Ingram at small forward. While the 27th pick Kyle Kuzma from Utah would see his first start at the power forward position, with Ivica Zubac rounding out the starting lineup at center. This all changed by the Lakers' third Summer League game versus the Sacramento Kings, as Lonzo Ball, Josh Hart, and Kyle Kuzma would all sit out this game due to injuries. In their place, Alex Caruso would take over as a starting point guard. Caruso, who came into this game as a relatively unknown player, going undrafted in 2016, Caruso would spend the last 2 years in the NBA G League for the Oklahoma City Blue in 2016 before joining the South Bay Lakers in 2017. David Nwaba would occupy the backcourt with Caruso at the shooting guard position. Recently undrafted rookie guard Matt Thomas from Iowa State filled the small forward spot, while G League sharpshooter Travis Ware, who started 42 games for the South Bay Lakers this season, filled the power forward position, while Ivica Zubac started once again at center. It wasn't until the Summer League playoffs where the Lakers started to maintain a consistent starting lineup in the Summer League, as Lonzo Ball would return from his groin injury in their first Summer League playoff game versus the Philadelphia 76ers, and Vanderbilt would occupy him in the backcourt at the shooting guard position. Kyle Kuzma would also return from his injury to occupy the power forward position, as undrafted rookie Matt Thomas and second-round pick Ivica Zubac would fill out the front court. The Lakers would stay with this starting lineup for the next 4 playoff games, that is, until Lonzo Ball was ruled out for the championship game with a calf strain against the Portland Trail Blazers, as Alex Caruso would start in his place. While some of these starting lineups may not represent future lineups the Lakers might play in the regular season, the Summer League gave many Lakers fans an opportunity to see the possible options the Lakers have in case of injuries to the starters. We will talk about a lot of these players' individual performances later, but from the Summer League starting lineups, we got to see which players can be most effective regardless of the amount of minutes they play. Coming into his second year in the Las Vegas Summer League, Brandon Ingram showed mass improvement from his rookie season Summer League appearance. In just one game in Summer League, Brandon Ingram looked like a completely different person than a year ago. Starting aggressive offensively from the opening tip, showing off an array of offensive moves from baseline turnarounds, driving to the rim, to passing and decision-making in transition. Most impressive for Ingram during his 2017 Summer League debut was his decision-making and aggressive play down the stretch of the game, converting on a driving layup to tie up the game, as well as getting a stop on the defensive end to potentially win the game versus the Los Angeles Clippers. While the outcome would still end with Ingram missing the game-winning shot at the buzzer and the Lakers losing in overtime, Ingram would finish the game with 26 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists, 2 blocks, and 3 steals, while shooting 52% from the field and 25% from 3, before getting shut down for the rest of the Summer League because of leg cramping. While we saw a definite improvement in Ingram's game from last season, we all knew that Ingram could score, but becoming more efficient with his shots while increasing his aggressiveness was his main priority coming into the 2017 season. He showed just that in one game in Summer League, while also showing more leadership than he ever did in his rookie season. The main concern with Brandon Ingram is keeping him healthy until the regular season. Last season, Ingram missed 3 games due to knee tendonitis. While these injuries may not have been that serious, they could be something that is reoccurring and something to look out for in the future. With that said, Ingram must work on his conditioning during the rest of this offseason so he is ready to play big minutes during the regular season. No player came into the 2017 draft with more hype than Lonzo Ball. The UCLA product's dream came true when the Lakers drafted him with the number 2 overall pick, and since then, the anticipation for his first official game in a Lakers uniform was something we all had to see. For the first play, we all got to see that extraordinary passing ability that he was known for at UCLA with the perfect alley-oop pass to Brandon Ingram for the first points of the game. But from that play, Lonzo Ball's first game would be rather disappointing, as he would finish the game with 5 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, while shooting 2 of 15 from the field and 1 of 11 from 3. His second game would go a lot better, as he would square off against Jason Tatum and the Boston Celtics. Lonzo would go for a triple-double of 11 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists with 1 block and 1 steal, while shooting 38% from the field and 20% from 3, as the Lakers would lose their first 2 games of the Summer League. But after sitting out the third game versus Sacramento Kings, Lonzo Ball would get a chance to redeem himself in front of a sold-out crowd of 15,000 in Las Vegas, the Lakers' first Summer League playoff game versus the Philadelphia 76ers. After starting off slow, Lonzo Ball would have arguably his best game of his young career, with 36 points, 11 assists, 8 rebounds, 5 steals, and 2 blocks, while shooting 54% from the field and 30% from 3, showing that he had the clutch gene with a 3-point play in the final 30 seconds of the game, leading the Lakers to a 1-point win for the 76ers. In the next game versus the Cleveland Cavaliers, Lonzo Ball would continue his strong performance in the Summer League playoffs with another triple-double of 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists with 5 steals and 2 blocks, while shooting 30% from the field and 20% from 3, as the Lakers would win 94-83. The Lakers would continue their momentum into the next game versus the Brooklyn Nets, as a quick start would see the Lakers score 63 points in the first half, as Lonzo Ball would finish with 14 points, 7 assists, 9 rebounds, 1 steal, while shooting 33% from the field and 33% from 3, as the Lakers would pull out another victory, 115-106. In the semifinal round, the Lakers and Lonzo Ball would match up against another strong rookie in Dennis Smith Jr., for which Ball would record 16 points, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists and 1 steal in only the first half, before exiting the game with a calf injury, shooting with his best shooting performance of the Summer League, shooting 5 of 7 from the field and 2 of 3 from 3. While Lonzo Ball would sit out the championship game against the Portland Trail Blazers, there are still plenty of things to take away from Lonzo's Summer League performances. From these Summer League games, we saw some of the same strengths and weaknesses that he displayed in college. Flashes of extraordinary passing ability, with an uncanny ability to rebound and push the pace at any moment. But his shooting form and defense are still huge question marks headed into the regular season. First, let's look into his shooting. While Lonzo shot 52% from the field and 41% from 3 in his time in college, and a small sample size during the Summer League, Lonzo shot 38% from the field and 23% from 3. While many figured his shooting percentage would dip against NBA-level defenders, this level of drop can be troublesome, as even better defenders will be guarding him during the regular season. Defense is also a glaring issue for Lonzo, but he has been a much better defender since his first game, averaging over 2 steals per game during the Summer League tournament. But Lonzo can still work on his defense, especially fighting over screens of defenders. But most importantly for Lonzo this season is staying healthy. Lonzo suffered 2 injuries during the Summer League, a groin injury and a calf injury that kept him out the championship game. But in order for the Lakers to have any type of success this season, Lonzo has to be the key that runs the engine. So rehabbing these injuries and coming back 100% healthy and stronger conditioning shape should be Lonzo's main concern coming into training camp. While Lonzo Ball played an important part in the Lakers' success, it was the other Lakers guards that picked up the slack while he was injured. 2016-2017 D-League MVP Vander Blue would get off to a slow start like many other players in the Lakers' first Summer League game, scoring 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist in a loss to the Clippers. But by the second game, he would be benched in favor of David Nwaba, playing only 3 minutes, and the Lakers lost to Boston. With the injury to Lonzo Ball in the backcourt in Game 3 versus the Sacramento Kings, Blue would start to heat up as he would come off the bench and torch the Kings with 21 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists, while shooting 40% from the field and 50% from deep. Playoff Vander Blue was phenomenal, scoring 17 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds in the semifinals versus the Mavs, as well as 20 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds in the championship game versus the Blazers. While he did perform well in the Summer League playoffs, the question is how much time will the Lakers offer him in the Lakers backcourt this year? With KCP and Jordan Clarkson also coming off the bench, what role will he play? Speaking of D-League players, David Nwaba played 40 games with the Defenders before playing 20 games with the Lakers last season. Looking for a chance for more time next season, Nwaba came into Summer League looking to prove he had earned his spot on the Lakers. Unfortunately for Nwaba, his first game off the bench wouldn't go so well, as he was scored 3 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 of 3 shooting from the field in only 13 minutes of play. But in the second Summer League game, Nwaba would start playing 36 minutes, recording a stat line of 13 points, 8 rebounds, 1 block, 1 steal, while shooting 6 of 8 from the field. But after the Sacramento Kings game, David Nwaba was effectively waived by the Lakers, as the Lakers signed another valuable piece this offseason. Nwaba was often outshadowed by the other young guards on the Lakers like Josh Hart. Speaking of the Villanova playmaker, he saw a rough start in his first game, scoring 5 points and 3 rebounds on 2 of 8 shooting from the field. But with Brandon Ingram injured in Game 2 versus the Boston Celtics, he would find his rhythm with Lonzo Ball, scoring 15 points, 5 rebounds, while shooting 6 of 13 from the field and 1 of 5 from the three-point line, before being ruled out the rest of Summer League with injury. In his little time, Hart proved that he could be a shot maker and a strong defender, as he had moments of great defense against Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum during the Summer League. But with the guard position for the Lakers being fairly deep and the injury in the Summer League, don't be surprised if Hart spends some time in the G League or plays more of a backup role during this regular season. Speaking of surprises, the Lakers signing guard Alex Caruso, the undrafted guard out of Texas A&M, was one of the biggest surprises of the Summer League. But it was well deserved, as he would have one of the best games of his career in the Lakers' third game of the Summer League versus De'Aaron Fox and the Sacramento Kings. In place of Lonzo Ball, Caruso would score 18 points, 9 assists, 4 rebounds, and 4 steals, while shooting 7 of 9 from the field and 4 of 5 from 3. And even in the championship game versus the Portland Trailblazers, Caruso would continue his strong play with a 15-point, 9 assists, and 7 rebound performance. With performances like this, we may see even more of Caruso during the training camp and the regular season. Ivica Zubac was one of the more consistent features in the Lakers' Summer League starting lineup. I just wish his game was more consistent. While Zubac showed that he discovered a connection with Lonzo Ball in pick-and-roll settings, seen in his best game during the Summer League against the Philadelphia 76ers, for which Zubac would score 21 points, 3 rebounds, while shooting 63% from the field, there are still some clear weaknesses he showed in Summer League that he must work on this offseason. For instance, Zubac was consistently blocked by centers when closely guarded, and while Zubac was getting some good passes, he was fumbling a lot of them and turned it over a lot during the Summer League, as well as his conditioning looked poor at times. While Zubac did have his moments, Brook Lopez is clearly the better, more experienced option at the starting spot during the regular season. A project is also what Thomas Bryant, the 28th pick by the Lakers in the 2017 draft, has been during the Summer League. While playing a limited role at the backup center, hard to evaluate Bryant because he played such a limited role in Summer League, but his versatility to grab rebounds and hustle on defense and hit from deep could be useful now that the Lakers release players like Tariq Black. Bryant can find himself in the rotation by feeding into that energy and tenacity role off the bench. But the best big man during this year's Summer League was undoubtedly the championship game MVP, Kyle Kuzma. While Kuzma is listed as a small forward, he played big minutes at power forward and center during the Summer League when the Lakers went to smaller lineups. The 27th pick was shining all Summer League, but it really started in the Lakers' second game versus the Celtics, where he would go off for 31 points while shooting 12 of 26 from the field and 5 of 10 from the three. He would put up multiple 20-point games throughout the Lakers' run to the championship game, and then when Lonzo Ball was out during the championship game, he put up 30 points and 10 rebounds to win Summer League MVP. What we learned is Kuzma could be one of the great late-round gems in the NBA and end up being the biggest draft steal in the 2017 draft. With his versatility and hot shooting from deep, if he continues this in any type of way during the regular season, people will have no choice but to pay attention to him. Defensively is where the Lakers still have problems, but there's still hope, as in just the first game of the Summer League, we saw flashes of Brandon Ingram's ability to be a disruptor at the end of games with his length. His activity and defense at his position will be key to getting easy buckets and transition that can excite the team. Players like Thomas Bryant and Kyle Kuzma can earn their minutes this way by doing the simple plays, running the floor on defense, making hustle plays, diving for elusive balls, or even fitting into the mindset of team defense. With many players on the Lakers being young like Lonzo Ball, we expect to see mistakes as rookies with poor defense. With all the youth on the Lakers, their defense is still a work in progress, but what you want to see is an ability to get stops and run on the other end. Speaking of pushing the pace, Lakers fans got to see a sneak peek of the new Lonzo Ball run offense in the Summer League. From Chino Hills to UCLA, Lonzo Ball has been known for his ability to push the pace of the game with the pass, creating a quick offense focused on finding the open man and scoring as soon as possible. The Lakers ranked 24th last season in offensive efficiency rating, scoring 103 points per game, compared to the highest rated offensive efficient team in the Golden State Warriors, who scored 113 points per game. Expect the Lakers to use Lonzo's passing ability to make their games more high scoring. From last year's Summer League team, only 3 players played in this year's Summer League tournament. 2 if you count David Nwaba being waived. So in this point, we take a look back to see how well the Lakers players are developing from last season's Summer League compared to this season. First, we look at Brandon Ingram, who played 5 games of Summer League last season, averaging 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist, while shooting 41% from the field. In just 1 game in the 2017 Summer League, Ingram doubled his scoring and shot even better from the field at 52%. If this is just a taste of Brandon Ingram we will see in the regular season, this year we will surely be in for a treat. Ivica Zubac is another player on the Lakers Summer League team that played a significant time in the Lakers regular season last year. Last year, Zubac played in 5 Summer League games while averaging 10 points and 7 rebounds while shooting 64% from the field. This year, Zubac played a larger role in this year's Summer League, starting in every game and showing flashes of chemistry with Lonzo Ball and scoring touch. But taking a look at his stat line during the Summer League, it looked like he regressed in his development progress, as he would average 10 points and 5 rebounds while shooting 41% from the field in his 8 games played, as well as his continued question mark about his ability to defend more athletic centers. With the addition of Brook Lopez, Zubac doesn't have to rush his progress, at least during this year, to be the center of the future. This year, we saw a lot of talented players get drafted and saw many of them put up big numbers in Summer League. With many unsure if Lonzo Ball was even the best college prospect for the Lakers to take, the Lakers decided that Lonzo gave them the best chance to win long term. It didn't reflect in the Lakers' first Summer League game against the LA Clippers, as fans expected a lot from Lonzo and this young Lakers team as they announced their goal to win the Summer League tournament before the games even began.
Vegas next week.
Just help come home, win the whole thing.
What are these goals?
Always going with the winning attitude.
But instead, fans shook their head as the Lakers blew a 15-point lead and lost in overtime to the Clippers. The second game would go better for Lonzo as he would record a triple-double, but it would be wasted as the Lakers would still lose to Boston, falling to 0-2 in the Summer League. With multiple players injured, the Lakers bench unit landed them their first win against the Sacramento Kings, with players like Alex Caruso and Vander Blue really sparking the team to go on a 4-game winning streak. This showed the dedication of every single player on this Lakers team to step up when they were called upon and stick to the plan. Even though the Summer League championship is not a real championship, going into each game confident and expecting to win is the mentality we need on the Lakers teams going forward. No one but Lakers fans had them winning the Summer League tournament after dropping their first 2 games. While little stock can be put into a Summer League championship for the regular season, winning does say something about this Lakers team's ability to say something and back it up on the court, but we shall see how they perform in the regular season. Speaking of regular season, how many wins will Lonzo Ball's skill set translate into in the regular season? Many worried about how Lonzo Ball's shooting and passing ability will translate into the NBA, and many had the right to worry after a horrible first game against the Los Angeles Clippers. But after averaging 16 points, 7 rebounds, and a Summer League leading 9 assists with the highest scoring game during the Summer League and multiple triple-doubles, Lonzo became the most valuable player of the Summer League while also leading his team to the championship game. With 26 wins last season and missing the playoffs the last 4 seasons, the Lakers have almost completely changed their roster from a year ago. With Brook Lopez, KCP, and the players the Lakers drafted, a lot of new players have been added to the Lakers. Their chemistry together will play an important part in the Lakers' success this season. But how many wins do you think the Lakers will get next season? Leave it in the comments section below. But until then, it's been your boy, Johnny Walker LA, and I'm out.